Welcome to a special edition of Robot Wars Grand Champions. Today, you're gonna witness the War of Independence, re-fought in robotic style.
For hundreds of years, the U.S. and the UK have been allies. Tonight, they're putting all that aside in the ultimate test of robot supremacy. It's the War of Independence here on Robot Wars. I'm your host, Joni, and tonight, we're giving the British a chance to rewrite history. It's the English versus the Americans. Let's go down to the arena and let it loose.
All right, Joni, get your flags out, because we're going to see the War of Independence with Detonator up against Frenzy, Ming 2 versus Mangulator, Panic Attack against Rammstein, but first up, Mortis against Ghetto-Bot.
From Nottingham and Cambridge, Mortis.
Mortis, in at 175 pounds, the British entrant. He's got powerful weaponry. In fact, 220 pounds on that lifter.
Hi, my name's Rob Knight. This is Arthur Chilcott, and our third team member, Paul Ford, is away flying. This is our robot Mortis, the same weapon, big pointy thing, and we also have a lifter.
From Michigan, representing the USA, Ghetto-Bot.
Ghetto-Bot from the good old US of A, 40 pounds lighter than its British opponent. It's got a ramming wedge for a weapon, but look at the size of that thing.
Hi, I'm Joe, and these are my teammates, John and Al. This is our robot, the Ghetto-Bot. We're straight from Michigan, and it's got tank treads that'll hopefully allow us to really push some of the other robots around and push them underneath our wedge shape here that'll topple them over.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Here we go for the first battle, the War of Independence. Britain against America. Who's it gonna be? Well, the axe is in. Definite swing there from Mortis. Coming down on Ghetto-Bot, who seems to be a bit helpless without any weaponry. But look at the size of Mortis' controller. Wow, he's got a shoulder harness on that thing and everything. Well, it looks like it's gonna help him because these guys are dominating so far. Ghetto-Bot is on fire, and I don't mean in a good way. Well, I don't know who organized these battles, but Mortis definitely has the advantage in this one, as Shunt comes down with the axe, which quite possibly could mean that very early on in this round, Ghetto-Bot is put out of commission. Well, when they go back to that drawing board, they better come up with some weaponry next time, because they're getting obliterated. They're getting a proper robo-spanking. But wait a second! Mortis is going up against the wrong guy right now. Slight weight disadvantage on Mortis' part, where they're picking on Sir Kill-A-Lot, and he's still after him. But it's all over, and Mortis go through victorious. The first American entry, Ghetto-Bot, historical. Next up, Panic Attack from the UK against Rammstein.
From Miami, Rammstein.
The U.S. entrant Rammstein with a lethal-looking spike on the front, major low center of gravity, and plenty of power. These guys ought to do it for the good old U.S. of A.
Hi, my name is Alex Espinosa, team captain of Team Rammstein. To my left, I have Eddie Ampuero, then Corey Klein, and Nola Garcia. Rammstein consists of 207 pounds of pure power. It has 4 motors with 4 transmissions and 4-speed controllers to drive one very sharp, very hard steel spike through any opponent.
From Cumbran, Panic Attack.
Panic Attack from the UK. Major driving ability with Michael Davies. Those lifting forks have quite a bit of power behind them with a shell of aluminum, polycarbonate, and bulletproof fiberglass.
We're Team Panic Attack. My name's Kim Davis. This is my son Michael, and this is our new team member Christian. And this is a robot Panic Attack. And we're going to take back the title of the War of Independence from the Americans.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Here we go for the second round of the War of Independence. So far, Great Britain's got 1 point to America's none, but hopefully Rammstein will change all of that in this battle as they come right up against Panic Attack's Lifting Forge. Rammstein probably trying to size up the best place to penetrate Panic Attack's supposed bulletproof shell. But now Panic Attack has got Rammstein up and over. Won't make any difference unless you get him out of the arena. These guys are gonna run either way. Panic Attack definitely the aggressor in the round so far. Rammstein better pull up its bootstraps and dig in with that spike somewhere, because they're just getting flipped like pancakes. And now Panic Attack with a lifting arm, setting Rammstein up for the pile driver. Well, I'll tell you one thing about Rammstein, with all that power and weight distribution, they're not doing any good while they're in the air. And there's the pit siren. Uh-oh, it looks like an early burial for Rammstein here, courtesy of Panic Attack. And there they go. Not a good start for the United States here in the War of Independence. So Britain do it again with Panic Attack. Next up after the break, Ming 2 against Mangulator. You won't want to miss this. Welcome back to Robot Wars Grand Champions, where we're halfway through the first round of the War of Independence. And America is not doing too well so far. Hopefully things will change. Ming 2 from the UK now are gonna go up against Mangulator from the good old Stars and Stripes.
Ming 2.
The UK entrant, Ming 2, with a ½ an inch of ground clearance, a 0 turn-in circle, can go up to 15 miles an hour, and he's got flippers and spikes for weapons.
Howdy doody. This is Alexander, this is Oliver, I'm Andrew, and this is Ming 2. This is our flipper, and in the back we've got a sting in the tail, we've got a spike at the rear, and we're here today to fight the Americans. Which is rather good, really, because I deal with the Americans on a daily basis, and it'll be really nice to kick their butt.
And representing the United States of America, Mangulator.
Mangulator in at 191 pounds with their patented thumperizer as a weapon. This design does really well in battle. There's nothing to bite onto.
I'm Dan Danknick, this is Adam Clark, Bob Pitzer. We're here with our robot, the Mangulator, here to inflict maximum damage at Robot Wars UK. Our weapon on the end is a thumperizer, a 5-pound sledge that swings back and forth, and we're here for maximum mangulation to defend the title of the United States.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Well, if there was ever a time for the U.S. to get their butt in gear, it's now. Now or never, as Mangulator puts Ming 2 right into the corner patrol zone right off, and now Ming 2 is right under Mangulator. Mangulator doesn't look like they got the power to do some real charging effects. We want to see that thumperizer in action. I don't know if we're gonna. Come on, U.S. Ming 2 straight across the arena. Oh, it's not an early pit stop either, boy. They tore the wheel right off of that thing. Look at that. What was it, held on by paper clips? Holy schmazzoli. As Shutt brings the axe down into what's left of the Mangulator, Matilda backs up with that chainsaw and tries to do a little mangulating herself. Oh, it's a house party here, or a house butt party. As Mangulator gets ripped to shreds, somebody's triggered the pit, and the audience knows what time it is. Come on, America, we gotta do better than this. Look at that, Mangulator's assassinated. And it didn't take long either. Mangulator's out of there, Ming 2 through to the next round. Next up, Detonator and America's last chance, Frenzy.
From the United States of America, Frenzy.
Frenzy, the last American hope. In the 11th hour, can they come through with that powerful axe? They look like a tank turret. Let's hope they run like a tank.
My name is Patrick Campbell. This is my wife, Joanna. We're here from California. And this robot is mean, it's big, it's It's gonna kick some butt. We got a big axe with a robot tenderizer at the end, meant to destroy and kill all robots.
From the United Kingdom, Detonator.
Well, the UK entrant Detonator boasting spiky things and a huge ram for weapons. Not much in the armor department.
Hello, we're back for the War of Independence, and this time we've got Detonator. We have a new team member, Tegan, who's going to attempt to drive the machine, hopefully. And we brought Claire back from the Napalm team. We've lost Vicky, who's gone on holiday. And what we're going to try and do is ram these American upstarts with this large red ramming device and hopefully get through this War of Independence.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
I think I take a little offense at Detonator's implication that we're upstarts. Let's see if Frenzy can dismantle them. It looks like it's a good start right now. As Frenzy is pounding Detonator. I hope it doesn't blow up on him. Well, this is just what the U.S. needed. Frenzy is taking full advantage of it as well. And it's a good thing, because we would have been out of it after this round. Uh-oh. No! Frenzy's got its axe stuck into the arena! This is not a good thing. When Matilda comes and tries to help Frenzy out, Frenzy's freed, and we have just seen the first bit of charitable movement from any housebot. Certainly the first I've ever seen, as they continue to pummel Detonator. Detonator looks like it's ready for the scrap heap now. Frenzy just went after Detonator all the way through this round, and now Detonator is toe up from the blow-up. These guys are history. I don't even think the housebots want to come in and deal with that. Look at that, the lid's coming off of them now. Well, they would have been better off putting a bomb in that thing because it didn't do any fighting. That is for sure. And Shunt drags Detonator across the arena. The audience are baying for some pit action, and they get a flipper instead. There goes the pit now. Quite a bit of distance on Detonator across that arena. That's the most movement I've seen from Detonator so far, and they are gone. And Sergeant Bash makes sure that Detonator is not going to run anymore after this. So finally, America gets on the board with Frenzy taking out Detonator.
The Brits are looking to smash the insurrection. Will the Americans stage a comeback? More destruction, more carnage, more brutality right after this.
Welcome back to Robot Wars Grand Champions. If you just joined us, you would have been missing the Brits trying to rewrite history and take out every American bot except for the last, where Frenzy completely dismantled Detonator in our War of Independence. Coming up, we're going to see the UK's Ming 2 up against the US's Frenzy. But first up, an all-UK semi with Mortis and Panic Attack.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Mortis with a big old axe on him and Panic Attack with those lifters. This should be a good tussle. If you remember, Mortis took out its opposition early on in its round and then went after Sir Kill-A-Lot, which it may be payback time in this round. But now they're making Panic Attack pay, and Panic Attack's dishing it out as well. Panic Attack pushes Mortis right into Dead Metal's corner patrol zone, but Mortis gets away, and Dead Metal loses a grip on Panic Attack. This is a great battle. Panic Attack with that low center of gravity, using it to upend Mortis. Panic Attack has got those lifting spikes right underneath Mortis. And oh no, it's payback time. Mortis is going down. Sir Kill-A-Lot's got a long memory, but he lets him off lightly this time. And Panic Attack is back in on the attack, steaming right into Mortis. We haven't seen that lifting arm on Mortis in action at all. Seems to be sustaining a bit of damage on Panic Attack's shell. That axe is just going for it now. That's all he can do is just try to penetrate those lifting forks. But Panic Attack has got Mortis up against the rails now. As the 10-second clock starts, this one's gonna have to go down to the judges. And they'll be deciding on damage, style, control, and aggression. I think Panic Attack was the aggressor in this one. Let's take a look at some of those highlights while the judges make up their mind. Panic Attack was on the attack, but Mortis seemed to give as much as it got as well. And the judges give it to Mortis, who put Panic Attack out of their misery. Next up, Ming 2 and Frenzy.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
It's do or die time for the U.S. here. Frenzy with that beastie axe, trying to plow down and make some damage into Ming 2. And Ming 2's just waving at him with a flipper. They might have a bit of trouble because he's looking nervous up in the box. The Ming boys have no drivetrain left. He's not moving at all, unless you want to count the assistants at Dead Metal or the rest of the Housebot posse. Ming 2 is definitely having troubles here as they get lined up for the flipper and flipped. Wow, something jarred loose there, but it wasn't good enough to get their motors running. Ming got their bot in a sling as Frenzy go through to meet Mortis for a USA-UK final.
It's the U.S. versus the UK. One more time, next.
Welcome back to Robot Wars Grand Champions, War of Independence, where it's now or never time for the good old U.S. We started out with 8 bots, 4 from the UK, 4 from the U.S., and now we're down to 2. And all the American hopes are resting on Frenzy's axe power to make sure that Mortis doesn't rewrite history. And this is it, the final of the War of Independence. The United Kingdom's Mortis up against the United States' Frenzy.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's Team Frenzy with Patrick Campbell at the controls and Rob Knight for Mortis.
3, 2, 1.
Well, this is it. This is going to decide whether we're going to have to go back and take history all over again. Let's hope not, for Frenzy's sake. As Frenzy's get backed into the corner patrol zone, Mortis is pounding on him, and Frenzy gets upended, but gets self-righted with his own axe. As Sergeant Bash comes out with a flamethrower, Mortis up against the rails, and now Bash has got Frenzy in the clutches, which is making him an easy target for Mortis to pound down with that axe. Wow, Frenzy didn't need any help, and now Frenzy's trying to take it back on Bash. But get out of that corner patrol zone. Come on, America. Mortis puts Frenzy up against the other rail now. They're flailing, both of them with their axes. Frenzy smartly gets out to the middle of the arena, puts himself up on the side, but there's so much power in the swing of that axe. He self-rights as soon as he gets upended, and Mortis is going to try again. They're both sitting on that flipper rather uncomfortably, I might add. Frenzy definitely with a stronger axe here as Mortis is pounding away at air. Can't seem to penetrate inside of Frenzy's workings. Or maybe they have. We haven't seen Frenzy's axe move in a little while. This would be terrible, being that Frenzy doesn't really have any other weapons to speak of, except for a bit of driving. Mortis may have the upper axe on this battle. Real shame, too, because Frenzy came out like gangbusters in the beginning of this round, and Mortis is going to take full advantage of lack of self-righting mechanism and lack of weaponry as Mortis pounds down on the Frenzy's underbelly. They've got to drive, but it's not working upside down. Oh, this is a huge, huge upset. And a terrible blow to the American way as Mortis keeps pounding away at the immobilized Frenzy. The Housebots move in. Kill-A-Lot, Bash, Shunt. They're all in on the action. They want a piece of America. Wow, it's tragic. The audience knows it's pit time. And now, Shunt and Bash are after Mortis. Shunt buries a diamond edge axe right into Mortis as Frenzy gets flipped out of existence.
Cease.
And Mortis does its victory laps.
History fails to repeat itself. Mortis from the UK destroys Frenzy of the US. The War of Independence is won by a red coat robot. But you can bet that the rebels from across the pond will be back. I'm your host, Joni. Join me next time on Robot Wars.
All right, Joni, next time we're gonna see Tag Team Terror with twice the damage and double the carnage.